Hey everybody, and welcome to my latest guild battle video. It's been a while since I made one, but I'm back in the saddle now, and here we go. And today I'm going to show you how you can use Connect4. That's right, Connect4Shots, which is a new game to do what's called a rapid fire review. So let me talk about it really quickly. What do we need? Well, the first thing that you need in order to do this, of course, is the Connect4Shots game. I picked this up on Black Friday. It was 13 bucks. I think it retails for like 20. And it's nothing more than your classic Connect4 game, but with a little bit of skill and luck combined, which it makes it a lot of fun. Second thing you're going to need to create is a paper that says red and yellow. You can't really see that there. Oh, there you go. Red and yellow. And then you're going to need a series of questions. So let me give you the breakdown about this. What you do is you're going to set your teams up in your guilds, and the layout is pretty much the same as most of my guild battle videos, which is you have your teams and you have questions. The difference principally between this one and previous ones is I use a Jeopardy board and we go guild by guild, question by question. So guild 1 answers, they get their points, and then if it's tumbling tower, they pull the brick. If it's pie face, do they buy the clicks, and etc. In this different one, it's called rapid fire trivia. So what happens is the first thing you're going to want to create is you're going to want to create your trivia questions. So I kind of have a tip for this, which works. Many of us already have a Jeopardy kind of built. So what I did was I went into my PowerPoint and I created a printable version of all of my questions. So typically in the Jeopardy layout, we're going to have question and then answer. So what I did was I skipped all the answer slides and I set the print settings on PowerPoint to release just the questions, and you're going to notice that it's just question and then a blank space beside them for writing your answers. So I have 30 questions front and back. And what I did was, to save a little bit of paper and time, is I had them laminated. So I can use these anytime I want because kids can write directly on them the answer right beside it. Once you have your trivia questions, and I recommend about a good 25 to 30 questions, and you want quick things from labeling, identifying, your traditional review kind of stuff. You don't want really laborious, high-end questions for this. The second thing you want to do is you want to get a paper and you want to write red and you want to write yellow. The reason you want to do this is because in the Connect4 game, you obviously have a yellow ball and red ball. And what we need to do is we need to differentiate what color each team is throwing. Once you have your guild set up and you give them your trivia questions, it's really, really basic. What you're going to do is you're going to have it so that each guild goes ahead and they answer one question at a time. They can answer any question that they want in any order that they choose. Once they answer their question, they're going to come up to me, wherever I am in the classroom, and they're going to show me their answer. If they are correct, you're going to put a check mark on the question so that they know they can't reuse it in a specific color, and I always put it off to the side here. If this is ever erased, then you know that the kids are cheating. So they can erase their answer. Oh, sorry, I'm a little backwards here in the webcam. So they write their answer here. So for the first question, you're going to see it says, what are 3 things a living thing needs to do in order to survive daily? So they're going to go ahead and write their answer. If it's right, I give them a check mark. Then, where the real fun begins, is they don't get any points for the correct answer. What they have to do is this will be set up on the table. And when this is set up, what happens is it is all laid out flat, and it creates a little lip on the top where you actually have to bounce the ball in to the Connect4 slot. So you take a piece of paper and you put it at the front of it, and let's say it was yellow. This will be situated on the front of the table of the Connect4 game. You set a distance that you want the kids to bounce the ball into, and it must bounce, can't be directly thrown. So I always put a tape line on the table. It says bounce before here. They must bounce their ball, and it must go into the tray at the top and into the little holder. The whole point of Connect4 is to connect 4 in either a vertical, horizontal, or diagonal line, and when 4 are connected, you win some points. So how do we incorporate that into a review game? So what we do is they get no points for answering the question. What they actually get points for is putting the ball in. So every time they get a question right, they get 2 throws. When they get their 2 throws, they get 0 out of the 2 into the tray, they get 0 points. they get one of the two, they get 50 points for their team. And if they go 2 for 2, they get 150 points. Kind of give them a 50-point bonus. If they are the group that connects 4, what they do is they actually double their score, no matter what their score is. So if they had 50, they get 100. If they had 500, they get 1,000. If they had 250, they get 500. Then people say, well, what if they have 0? Well, what I do is I just give them 150 points to start with and say that would be the equivalent. If you had 0, you're not going to double 0 to give them nothing. So I say you get 150 points. Why do we have this? When one guild comes up to shoot, after they shoot the yellow, they flip it over to red. Then the next group shoots red. Then when they leave, they flip it back to yellow. Then when they shoot, they flip it back to red. And this repeats repeatedly until we have a Connect 4. This prevents people from shooting one single color to try to match. So that means that you might come up and try with red and trying to get a Connect 4, but when you come up the second time, you might be chucking a yellow, and you might actually now want to block the Connect 4 from other teams. So there's a lot of strategy involved with just randomizing, because in my class, I have 5 guilds, but again, with only 2 colors, it becomes really challenging. What if you get a scenario like this where there is no Connect 4? Oh, wait, there is. Actually, there's one right there. Pretend this isn't there, and there's no Connect 4. The game comes with an orange ball. If you don't lose any, there will be one open slot that needs to be filled if there is no Connect 4 possible to be done. Whoever hits the orange ball, which is the tie-breaking ball, gets a Connect 4 and they double their score, which becomes very challenging because with only one slot, it becomes really difficult because the ball bounces all over the place. So, in essence, you are trying to get a Connect 4. I have a whistle. You can have anything that's loud and makes noise. Anytime there's a Connect 4, I blow the whistle, I yell, everyone freeze. I say, this guild has got a Connect 4, double your points. And then I drop all of the Connect 4 balls out of the tray into a box I have just to hold them. And they drop into the box, and then we restart the game. And it goes continuously for 35 minutes. My duration is 40 minutes. It takes me about 4 minutes to explain, and then I go right to the bell. So, in essence, using Connect4Shots is super basic. All you do is you get your trivia questions, you give them to the teams, they have to answer them one at a time. They come up, they show you the answer. You get the correct answer, you get 2 shots at the Connect 4 board. 1 ball equals 50 points, 0 equals 0 points, 2 equals 150. Get your Connect 4 as shown here, boom. You double your current point total. Have no points, and you get 150 points. If there is a tie and there is no Connect 4 and only 1 open slot, then you get the orange ball. Whoever sinks the orange ball gets the Connect 4. Kids absolutely love this because what happens is you have a lot of skill and a little bit of luck that's added, which makes the game a lot more exciting. You don't have the Jeopardy effect, which is in essence, some team just running away and you'll never be able to catch them. So you might get a bunch of questions right but never bounce a ball in. Or you might get one question right periodically but be really good at bouncing the ball in. So it keeps a level of excitement and fair and kind of takes away the people who are the strongest way too early, and then the game becomes really boring, I guess you could say. So that's how you use Connect4Shots. I'm going to do something a bit different. I filmed myself giving these instructions to the kids. So unedited, I'm just going to plop in the instructions, then I'll do a little edited, goofing around video to show you it in action. Early experience with this, kids loved it. It was fun, it was exciting. Kids were all over the place, just going crazy for the game, bouncing the balls in, cheering, running up and down, lots of excitement, lots of collaboration. And I had pretty good test results the next day because I always run guild battles before a test. So that is how you can use Connect4Shots. I want you to go ahead and check it out right now. So you are going to use Connect4Shots today in order to do your trivia battle. So here's how it works. You're going to get a trivia packet from me. So on the front desk, you're going to find 5 laminated papers with 30 questions on them. Now, how I did this so that it would be rapid fire is that because it's laminated, each one's going to have a question and then lines beside it. That's where you write your answers. You do not erase an answer if I've approved it. I'm going to put a check mark beside it, which shows that you're not going to reuse an answer. So you can't be like, oh, I know what this is, and keep using it and try to trick me in the chaos. So I'm going to put a check mark beside it, and it's in blue. I'm the only one writing in blue. You guys all have black markers.
Got it.
Every single time you answer a question correctly, you are going to run up to me wherever I am. I'll typically be in this area because it's kind of a little bit more quiet, or I'll be over there. Once you bring it over to me, what's going to happen, I'm just going to close the door here. is I'm going to approve your answer. You only send one person. As you can imagine, small table, lots of people. If I have all 30 of you come rushing up, it's going to be pure chaos. So you send one runner up, and it has to be a new runner every time until everybody has gone once. Then you can repeat people. But it doesn't mean you can bring the same person up every time. If I approve your answer, you come over to the Connect4Shots table, and you grab whatever colored ball is on the paper. Because we are 5 teams, but there are only 2 different colors, red and yellow, it is important to know that you are kind of competing with and against each other simultaneously. So if it says red, you go ahead, you grab 2 of the red ping pong balls, and you must bounce them in to Connect4. There is a taped line on the table that says bounce before this line. You go ahead, you bounce, and you try to get it inside 2 times. Okay, I missed both times. Perfect. Now they're everywhere. So first thing you do, that should count for something. The first thing you do is you go and you collect them. If these get lost, the game is done. These are perfectly sized for this game. So if you miss, go get them first. If you sink 1 out of 2, you get 50 points for your team. Scoreboard's right there. You sink 2 for 2, you get 150 points. Now, Connect4 is about connecting 4 of the same color in either a vertical line, a horizontal line, or a diagonal line. If you do that, you yell out Connect4, I've got a little whistle, I'll blow the whistle, that means freeze. I'll verify. If it's right, you double your score, whatever it is.
Oh, so it's the person who makes the Connect4?
The person who makes it. So this is the thing, is that you can be sinking, all of a sudden missing all the time, and then hit the one shot to connect, and then you'll double your score. If the entire thing is sunk, the game is designed so that there will be 1 open slot left. And if that's the case, we bring in the orange ball. The orange ball is the tiebreaker ball. Whoever sinks the orange ball wins the Connect4, even though there's no actual connection. You finish the board, so you win. This is only thrown if every single ball is thrown and there's no match. And that actually happened in the last class, so it is possible. Yes?
What happens if you double your score and you score 0?
Well, then you get the 150 for sinking 2. That kind of equivalent, but that's a good
No, what if
question.
you finish the Connect4?
Then you take 150 points. Because you have nothing to double, so I can't double 0, so take 150 as if you hit 2 shots. Does anybody have any questions?
Negative.
Okay, so what you are going to do is, you are first going to come send 1 person up, 1 marker, 1 tissue for erasing, and 1 packet, which is clipped together, and then go back to your guild, wait for me to say go.
Wait, Mr.
that's it. That's how you use Connect4Shots. You need your Connect4 game. You need your red and yellow colored paper to determine what groups you're throwing. You need your box to hold the balls while you're waiting for them to go, and you need your trivia questions. Don't forget to laminate them so you can reuse them. So that's how you play Connect4Shots. I would love to hear how it worked for you guys, and let me know what you think below. Until next time.